Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about something a little different. We are going to do a story time video. In this story time video, we're going to talk about how I got fired. Okay, so big disclaimer, I wasn't exactly fired, not in the traditional sense. But let's get back a little bit and we can explain this further. Okay, so you guys may know that back towards the end of the summer, I had gotten a second job to supplement some income. I actually have a video, and I'm going to link it down below, of when I went for my interview and when I nailed my interview, just to kind of refresh a little bit, okay? So moving along. So I've been with this bakery, and again, I'm just going to let you know, I'm not going to name the name of the company or who I worked for. I'm not here to badmouth anyone. This is not that kind of video. I don't believe in doing that. I think that's pretty messed up. I'm just going to explain my story and what happened without naming names. So I started working at the end of the summertime, and I've been there ever since. It is now, we're in January. Oh, Happy New Year, guys! Like, I don't even know if I said that. I am so terrible. Hope you guys are having a wonderful New Year. Back to the story. So I've been working there since the end of the summer, and you know, it's just a basic job. I work at the counter, or I worked at the counter. And, you know, I'd make people coffee, I'd serve them whatever breakfast item they wanted, or cupcakes, and I'd place order for cakes, and, you know, you do pretty much what you would do in a bakery, keeping it clean and, you know, just getting it ready for the next shift or the next day. And that's pretty much it. And, like, it's not a career goal, it's not your lifelong job, it's just, like, something to make some extra money while you're in school, if you're working a second job, which I already had another job, so I was just looking to make extra money, and we made tips, which was really great. So yeah. So recently, things are just getting weird, and this is the whole listening to your gut section. Around Christmas time, the owner didn't want us to do Secret Santa. The head baker in the kitchen had it all set up with our names in a jar, and we're all picking out our names, and the owner didn't want us to do it until after the holidays. She claimed we were too busy and too far behind. And I didn't understand, because she wasn't hiring people to make up for the fact that we needed the staff, and she had some people for interviews, but they were for the counter, and she really needed more people in the kitchen, and for whatever reason she wasn't hiring them or looking for them or even coming in to help out with the stuff that needed to be done. She did a little bit, but not enough where things would be okay. And it just started to set a really negative tone. Excuse me, I'm sick, by the way. Disclaimer, #ew. So I started to set a really negative tone in the kitchen, and I was just picking up on vibes from people that they weren't happy. And because I am still on the newer side, I felt like some people have been there longer, don't know if they can trust me, you know, to tell me these things. But once I started talking to them, she's just okay, I'm gonna vent. And they were venting, and they're telling me how they were upset by this, and you know, they just weren't feeling the holiday spirit, and they didn't understand why we couldn't do it, because it's not like it would take away from our jobs. It would be done after hours, or it's a simple passing of a gift. It's not like we're gonna sit there, celebrate, and have pizza and cocktails. It's no, we were gonna probably just give one another gift, give that person a hug, probably not gonna open it up in front of them because we had work to do. It was just something nice that she wanted done, and it got spoiled. So the next day I come in, and that was canceled. And the holidays, we were busy, and then the week after is when things got weird. The Monday after Christmas, I come in, and usually I come in, there's one girl there, and she wasn't there. Instead, it was the owner's husband. And now he usually comes out during holidays to help out with stuff, and it was really weird. I've never seen him there early in the morning baking. No, something's up. So that was my first red flag. You gotta listen to your red flags, people. If there's one thing I learned in life, it's definitely listen to your red flags. Okay. So that was red flag number one. And I just straight up asked him, where is so-so? And he's like, she had the day off today. I was like, okay, whatever. You know, she's always there on a Monday, and it's always just me and this one girl. So then after that, I go to reach for my time card because I need to clock in, and sure enough, there's only usually when I come in, I'm sifting through all the time cards. Me and like the head baker have the same name, so I always have to double check that the last initial is different. And like today, that Monday, I went through 2 time cards, mine and another counter worker's. So none of the kitchen staff had their time cards there, and like not even the rest of the counter helpers. Like, it made no sense. Like, it just, I was like, okay, that's a red flag number 2. It didn't hit me as hard, but it kind of sat just inside of me because I was busy and I had to get the place open and ready. So I was like, okay, something's just not right. So later that day, the owner comes in and she started telling, I said to her, oh, I was so surprised when so-and-so wasn't here, because, you know, the owner did the second shift at the counter. And I was like, oh, I was so surprised she wasn't here today. And like, you know, I was just kind of like hanging out a little before going to my next job. I was just like, you know, getting ready. And she had said, oh, you know, this time of year it's really slow. And I encouraged the kitchen staff to just like take a vacation. I was like, okay, like to me it made sense. Like, okay, right after the holidays, maybe it quiets down up until Valentine's Day. Sure, I went for it. That night, like later in the evening, I was at my other job and I'd finished with surgery, and I get a text from the head baker letting me know that she left a gift behind for me. And she's like, she phrased it like this, saying how, you know, make sure you get it because I'm no longer there. I no longer work there. And I was just like, wait, what? You quit? And she's like, sorta, it's a long story, blah, blah, blah. So it got down to the nitty gritty that the owner texted her saying that she wasn't needed anymore. And I'm like, what? Like, okay. And that the other girl who was supposed to be there that morning quit. She gave her notice. So she was no longer there. I'm sorry, little puppy wants to get up there. So yeah, like I knew something was shady, and sure enough it was. So the next day I go into the job at the bakery, and they had asked me to do a double. So I worked all day long there, and the owner was there in the morning, and she was doing the baking, and she still didn't mention anything about the kitchen staff. Like, she ended up changing her story later in the day, saying something about insurance purposes. She encouraged them to take vacation. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, you could just be honest with me, like, because this is not my forever job. This is not my goal in life to serve the public. Like, that's not what I'm here for. Like, you know, I'm here temporarily. This is just for right now. So, with that being said, she just continued to make these lies, and her eyes got really big, and I could see, like, she was all full of it, and, like, I was just like, whatever, dude. Like, she was annoying me, honestly. I don't like being lied to. And then she said she was coming back later with this insurance guy, and then a renovations guy, because they're going to redo stuff, so don't take any orders for the kitchen for January because we're doing renovations. I'm like, okay. I'm like, no, you're not taking orders because you fired your head baker and you're not in the mood to bake these cakes because, you know, whatever. So, after that, I get a call that afternoon from our coffee supplier company. And they asked for the owner, and I told them that she was not in, that she was here earlier, but she may stop in later. Is there something I can help you with? Usually when they call, it's about an order, and I'm allowed to give them the coffee order. And he's like, yes, this is in regard to the email we received that you're going to be closing on the 31st, and we need to pick up the equipment that you have on loan. What? What? The business was closing on the 31st, and it was Tuesday, so that meant by Thursday they would be gone, and owners did not care to tell us. My mind was blown. And the guy on the phone was like, oh my God, you didn't know. I said, no. Like, they didn't tell me anything. So we get off the phone, and I told him I'll let her know you called. So sure enough, the insurance guy comes in. And first of all, I don't know any insurance guy who shows up wearing jeans, a leather jacket, and like big ass like gold rings on his hand. Like, shady. So the guy was like walking around. He took pictures of some of the equipment. And mind you, my boss had me clean large equipment that week, and she's never asked me to do that before. I assumed she wanted me to do it because now that she fired her kitchen staff, you know, she let go of one and then the other one left, that she had no one to do it for her, and that she had to clean, like she had to bake from scratch, like bake the stuff. She had to bake the stuff for the week, so she probably wanted to just start like nice and clean. No, it's because she was auctioning off her items, and she was very dishonest about it. And when this guy came in, like, you know, he was in the back with her, they were talking around corners, like, it didn't sit right with me. I just knew in my heart that they were closing and that I was being lied to, and I was about to be out of a job, and like I would have appreciated just being told the truth so that I can, on my own free time, it's not like I was gonna up and leave and be like, see ya. No, I would have stayed, worked as many hours as I possibly could, and still looked for something on the side. Like, hello, human being. So anyways, so when the guy was there, I overheard him talking about things about auctions, and she was asking about the turnaround time, and like nothing was insurance related, like please. And the way he was talking to her, like, I wish you the best of luck, this is the great time for you right now, and like da 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 da. And it just sounded like it was endgame, you know, like this was no joke. So my mom, I had spoken to her about everything, and like I told her what was going on, and she's the one who suggested to just confront the owner and ask her for sure if this was going on. And you know, even though she lied to my face, I just knew in my heart that this was pretty much what was up, and like it was just sitting in my gut, and it was just like another red flag. So that evening I was talking to my mom, and we were talking about how this woman could very well not be telling us anything because she's gonna stiff us our last paycheck. Stiff me or any of the coworkers. And it's still a possibility. It is a possibility. So I was counting up the hours of what she owed me, and like I first messed it up in my head. I forgot the last week, because the last week we got paid thinking, oh, okay, it's just this week I'm working, and then I'll lose like 3 shifts, and then if I work Wednesday I'll lose 4 shifts. So I decided to call out for the Wednesday. I wasn't feeling that great anyway, and I was, as you guys know, I've been having trouble with my back. So it's actually for the best that I didn't go in. So I had called out the night before, giving her ample time to find someone to replace me for the next afternoon, meaning she would have to do it or a family member. I didn't really care, honestly. I've never called out on this job, and I've been with them for months. So I called out, and she never sent me a text in response, and she always responds to my text messages. So at this point, I didn't really care because my back was hurting. I'm laying in bed. I'm like, you know what? Screw it. She's closing this business. Like, this is not how I usually behave, but you know, you have to be a little selfish sometimes, so whatever. And I got a text from another coworker who worked the counter, whose time clock was up there, her time card. So she was in that morning. She had texted me because I had texted her a few days ago about something, and she just wrote back saying, hi, you know, thank you so much, because she wasn't feeling well either. She's like, I heard you're not well. I hope you feel better. So whatever. I at least know that the owner got my text, and you know, that's proof that she knew I was calling out, because she didn't have the decency to respond to me. So Wednesday comes and goes. And then there's Thursday, it's New Year's Eve. I mean, New Year's Eve or New Year's Day? New Year's Eve, yeah. So, come Friday, New Year's Day, I get an email from the owner saying, we just wanted to inform you that the shop has closed. You'll receive your final paycheck at blah, 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 blah. Called it. So, the bakery ended up closing. And then they ended up posting, and like, I didn't feel like it was real until it was posted on Facebook or some kind of social media. And by the way, the owner blocked me and like all the coworkers that I had on Instagram. And I was thinking, okay, we got blocked because what if we spilled the beans? What if we said something nasty? Like, I'm not about to go on there and be like, oh, screw you. Like, thanks for letting me know I was out of a job ahead of time. Or last minute, more likely, because she didn't even tell us. So I started posting on Facebook, so it was official. By the Monday, she took down the Facebook page. So from Friday to Monday, like, she gave people 3 days to know about it. Ridiculous. Not even half our customers probably even go on Facebook because they were older. So they're just gonna show up at the shop and be like, what the fuck? Like, where'd they go? I just think the whole thing was handled really unprofessionally. Like, you couldn't even be honest. Like, I would have more respect for you if you just came to me and say, listen, things aren't going well here. I need you to stay until my last day. Maybe even come help out extra. Whatever. Like, I was such a dedicated worker. Like, I'm very loyal. I always offered to stay later if someone needed me. I always offered to cover other people's shifts when I wasn't at my other job. And like, even the week of Christmas, I stayed like an extra 2-3 hours one day to help peel freaking apples for the apple pies. Like, I was very helpful, very nice, and I do not feel appreciated at all at that job from the owner. Like, nothing, no, not cool. So the moral of my story is that you guys, once you get a red flag or that pit in your stomach, listen to your gut. Like, it is your best friend. It's attached to you. Like, you gotta listen to those little warnings in your body and start really paying attention to them. And don't be afraid to ask questions. Yes, people are gonna lie to your face, but I think you'll feel better just being more assertive and, you know, really knowing what's going on inside of you, just listening to yourself and, you know, what can you do now? So yes, I am out of a job now, but that's okay. I still have my other job, and I do have the experience being there. There's other places I can go to. Right now, I'm just going to take a little break and try and focus on school while working at my other job and doing YouTube. So, that's it, guys. Thanks so much, guys, for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, because you know you did. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I am working towards getting my first 100 subbies. When I do, I am planning a really fun giveaway. So I hope you guys are going to be a part of that. So definitely start subscribing now so that we can get ourselves up to 100 or more. That'd be awesome. I'm probably going to do a giveaway in February because I plan on reaching 100 by then. So, ladies and gentlemen out there, like this video, leave a comment down below letting me know your experiences of either being fired, losing your job in a similar way, you know, anything related to this video, and let me know about your experiences, and let's just talk about this topic for a little bit because I think it's pretty interesting. And also include if you listen to your gut or not, or if you've had that feeling and you ignored it, because I think it's very important to, 1, notice the feeling, and then 2, act on it. So let's chat about this for a little bit. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in a future video. Bye.